Spokesperson Saqib Bhatti.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's a pleasure to serve in your chairmanship, Dr. Alan Khan, my first time in doing so, and may there be many, many more. I thank the member for Bracknell for opening this debate and for the thoughtful contributions we've heard throughout the debate. I know he's a long-standing champion. He made that case, and I'm sure we'll be hearing more from him. And I want to thank all members across the House who made particular contributions. I will particularly single out the Honourable Member for Bolton North East. I thought she made a really valid contribution, having just welcomed my third child, and seeing the sacrifice that mums make. I can attest to the fact she made some very valid points, and certainly something that she will get a lot of sympathy from me on. And also my good friend, the Honourable Member for Strangford, talked about screen time. You know, with 3 children under 5, I can tell you the battle on screen time has already begun, and I know the anguish that parents face on that. So I have a huge amount of sympathy here. Dr. Alan Khan, we're here because while I'm always careful not to talk about silver bullets in politics, I do believe that education is a silver bullet that can transform a child's life and their chances. And of course, school is an essential part of a young person's development, equipping them with skills that they need to succeed in life. The academic lessons you learn in the classroom prepare you for the world of work, but the social lessons you learn through school teach you so many lessons that will be needed later in life. And the official opposition are very clear. Our children deserve a first-class education, and I am proud that the previous government delivered a world-class curriculum to facilitate this. Under previous Conservative governments, England became one of the top performing countries in education. Children in England were named the best in the West for reading and were ranked the best at maths in the Western world in 2023 in the international standards. At the heart of this was the previous government's rigorous curriculum, which raised school standards and helped pupils soar up the international league tables. Now, this debate has centred on some of the softer but equally important skills that a good education can instil in a young person. And while I do believe we cannot underplay the importance of academic rigour, this debate plays a vital role in getting our young people ready for life, or the school of life, shall we say. There is no doubt there is so much more that still needs to be done to make sure that our young people are equipped with the right essential skills. I'd like to start just going back a few years, because I believe the pandemic actually had a huge role to play in some of the outcomes that our young people are facing at the moment. And many of them spent time away from home and outside the classroom, and that really did impact the skills. So just with that in mind, I'd invite the Minister to comment on any thoughts she has on how the government will be working to fill those gaps and ensure that those people are supported into adulthood. And of course, the opposition are clear that a rigorous curriculum demands the high standards is vital for developing critical skills, and that's important in places like maths, in literacy, and it's a legacy that previous government is really proud of in terms of driving up standards. But I am concerned around some of the changes around the curriculum review. While I agree with many of the principles in there, I do worry that if everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. And I will just talk about the practical implementation of the curriculum review in terms of seeing if the Minister can shed some light on that. We all want to see our children equipped with the skills that there are needed in life. And I think the Honourable Member for Leeds Central and Headingley talked about getting our children ready for the digital age, and especially with the onset of AI and the waves of disinformation we're seeing online. As a former tech minister, I share those concerns. And so I'll just invite the Minister to talk about what she thinks the new curriculum will do in terms of making sure that our children are ready for the advent of AI, as it is already upon us. And does she worry that we risk diluting the core education that is, that I've already mentioned, that underpins our academic success and those high standards, and how will what will be sacrificed to deliver some of that extra work? And this is, of course, incredibly important because it's already been alluded to that the government has decided to push down the voting age to 16. And, of course, if millions of young people will be enfranchised in this way, how will the Minister be confident that they will have the skills to engage in our democracy? How will they be encouraged to critically analyse the information that they are given? In addition, I'd like to get some clarity from the government on the time being taken away from some of the core education to make sure that there is time given to and standards achieved in terms of the new aspects of the curriculum review, because the government, when it's been previously challenged by opposition members, it has not been that forthcoming on this, and there are parents and students who are anxious about how these reforms will change their education in the long term. So I invite the Minister to give a bit more clarity on that, specifically around the citizenship curriculum. And of course, in terms of teaching this aspect of it, what training will teachers require to be ready for these changes? To touch on financial literacy and education, I'm sure we can all recognise the benefits of ensuring that young people enter adulthood knowing how to manage their money. In 2023, the Building Beyond Barriers report that the APPG on financial education for young people found that over half teachers did not know that financial education was already part of the curriculum. And as the former Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Member for Richmond and Northallerton, has made clear in a report last week, the importance of financial education cannot be understated. It found that 4 in 10 people in the UK still have poor financial literacy, which is holding back our economy. The APPG on financial education's report also found that one of the barriers to delivering financial education was a feeling that there was simply not enough time in the school year to deliver those lessons. A similar argument that I've just made in terms of the citizenship aspect of this debate. So I asked the Minister, how will these be implemented? I think other members asked about the standards that they will be expected to achieve. What assessments will there be in place to make sure that the quality of this education is of the highest level? And of course, focusing on core skills does make sense in this regard, because good maths is a gateway to lifelong financial stability. That's not just my opinion. That's the Programme for International Student Assessment found a strong correlation between performance in financial literacy and performance in mathematics. And I've no doubt that our hard-working teachers are keen to play their part in delivering the skills education that we've discussed today in an appropriate way in the classroom. But a key part of that is innovation, and the government's compulsory curriculum does risk inhibiting that innovation from teachers. And the government's curriculum review did praise innovation in teaching and made clear the benefits of flexibility for teachers, but I worry that the opposite will happen in practice. Lastly, in my regular meetings with stakeholders, both in education and in industry, as well as speaking to students, time and time again, I also hear about the importance of better career support in schools. Dr. Alan Khan, understanding the world of work and what steps you need to get where you want to be in later life are absolutely essential. And there are profound and substantial changes that young people are seeing happening in the world of work, none more so than with the impact of AI on professional careers such as accountancy and law and beyond. So with that in mind, it is more important than ever that young people are equipped with the right skills to navigate a changing world of employment and the economy in large. So I invite the Minister to elaborate on some of the work that she will be doing with the DWP and making sure that the young people get the quality career advice that they need. To conclude, children deserve a world-class curriculum that sets them up for the best possible chance in life. And I support a knowledge-rich curriculum and will continue to urge the government to answer some of the constructive questions that we put forward as the opposition. But we all want to ensure that our young people have the best chances in life, but also have the skills to live their lives and thrive.